All right, guys, back with another ice update. Let's start out this one. Let's go over to the Ely, Minnesota area. Corey from Ely Snow Bear Ice Fishing. He sent me an email and said he's been out poking around on some of the smaller lakes, 3 to 7 inches of ice, and likely he said another inch probably last night. It was pretty cold out that way. Up here at the angle, 8 below last night. He said he's not been out on any of those deeper bodies of water that he fishes lake trout in. He says that's usually give that a little bit more time, but those shallower lakes in the Ely area, 3 to 7 inches, maybe 8 inches in some spots. So it won't be long and it'll be full tilt. If you're looking for a snow bear guided trip out on some of the waters in Ely, in that area, lake trout fishing later on here in the winter, make sure you get in touch with Corey from Ely Snow Bear Ice Fishing. And out on Devil's Lake, talk to Mark Bry from Bry's Guide Service. Things are starting to really shape up nice. He says out on Devil's, he says, if you are going out and doing some fishing right now, still use extreme caution. There are some areas where it's very, very dicey, but in some areas, got some pretty good ice. In some spots, up to 10 inches already. Some colder weather has really helped out. So if you're going out venturing, drill around, drill your way out, make sure you're on good ice. Ice conditions can change within just a few feet, so just be careful. Safety is paramount and number one. The guides over at Bry's Guide Service are starting to venture out. They're finding some perch and walleyes. Baits that make some noise, like the buckshot, those are working best. So he really wants something that makes some noise because it was really windy prior to freeze up, so she's a little bit stained. Gonna take some time maybe for it to clear up just a little bit. Later afternoon into the evening has been your best window of time for the bite for walleyes. Perch, they're finding some perch in about 15 to 25 feet. Lighter buckshots, lighter spoons. Tip those with a minnow head. That's been catching some perch out on Devil's Lake. If you're looking to get out on a guided trip out on Devil's Lake, get out in a snow bear, make sure you check out Bry's Guide Service. If you're looking for bait, tackle, cold beer, propane, things like that, make sure you check out Ed's Bar and Bait. All right, so staying over on Devil's Lake, talk to Mike Peluso. Mike Peluso's Outdoors and Guide Service. Mike's going to officially start his season here on the 9th, but he's been talking to some guys that have been going out. Says they're, kind of like Bryce said, it's up to 10 inches of ice. There are still some spots that you really, really need to be careful. Safety is paramount. He says as for fishing, the guys he's been talking to got to go old school. Plain hooks, very subtle approach, and just like Bryce said too, with those heavier winds prior to freeze up, she's still a little stained, going to take a little time for it to clear up out there. But he says some of the guys that have been out in some select areas have done very, very well, so it's definitely not a lost cause going out and trying to fish Devil's Lake right now. Just be very, very careful. Looking to do a guided trip on Devil's Lake, Mike Peluso will hook you up. He also does some later ice trips out in the Sakakawea area. So if you're wanting to book a trip, he's got a few openings left. He is starting to fill up pretty quickly. If you want to get out in that Devil's Lake area, make sure you get in touch with Mike Peluso for Mike Peluso's Outdoors. I have another update probably Monday on the south end. We'll be down there doing some ice checks with Wes Harder, and we're going to try to get out and do a little bit of fishing too. But up here at the northwest angle, yesterday was really good. We fished some shallow water towards evening, and we really clobbered them. Now, today it's a little bit slower. I think likely maybe that cold front maybe had something to do with it. We're sitting at like 3:30 in the afternoon right now, and it's been a little bit tougher. We've been fishing a little bit shallower, kind of getting in that, that mid-afternoon to late evening bite. Even we were even catching fish after dark last night, so maybe they were just really feeding prior to that cold front coming through. It was a drop in, probably 20-degree drop in temperature from high to high from that 24-hour period. Ice is looking pretty good. Looking at probably 6 to 7 inches here. Don't think I would just get on a sled and just drive anywhere quite yet. If you are coming up here, you want to do some checking, but the fish are biting. Young's Bay said that they were going to probably get going full tilt here like the 15th of December. Could be a little bit earlier with the colder temps, but he'll definitely accommodate you. If you want to get up here, you want to do some tip-up fishing, you can definitely do some walleye fishing. It'll be worth the trip. So if you're coming up to the northwest angle, make sure you get in touch with Young's Bay Resort. So that's kind of what I got for you. If you do use any of these guides or resorts, please let them know you saw them here on the Lake of the Woods and More Fishing Report. As we get into when we start to get really good ice and we're moving houses around and stuff like that, the fishing report probably will go back to every Thursday. Right now, I'm just trying to, anytime I get some updates, I just throw them out to you. You guys do seem to like them. Really appreciate you watching. Channel's growing pretty good. I really appreciate it. Hope to get some fishing videos out here. Had some issues with the GoPros yesterday. Would have been a nice episode catching a few fish, but hey, that's just the way it goes. So Until next time, I hope you can get out and enjoy God's great outdoors, and we will see you on the next one.